Quick word on Bitcoin then. Here's the daily chart up. I've got the Fibonacci from the lows in March the 12th, the Black Thursday, to the highs recently on the 17th of August. We came down below the Fib 236 at 10473. And since then, we've been battling below it. It's been resistance. Let's have a look at the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, as you can see, we've had a big pullback. Let's pull up we've got the 200 moving average there, which is Bitcoin never really goes below that throughout its whole history. It used it strong support December 18. And again, we did close a couple below. We did close one below in March, but we quickly came back up above it. And it's a good guide for a bottom of a bear market, the 200. Let's pull up the 21 weekly exponential. This is always an important one for Bitcoin. Bitcoin tends to. We've got up Coinbase here. Let's change to Bitstamp, so we get a better history. We get a better history on Bitstamp. So we do BATC USD in Bitstamp, and we get a much better history. As you can see, this 200, as I was saying earlier, great support. December and January 2018-19 is a good buy signal here. We got here when we had a number of weeks where we went up, and then there was a lot of profit to be made in the market here from this breakthrough on Bankers Bonus Day in April 2019, riding the highs right up to 1381, and then we got this gravestone doji candle on the weekly chart, which really was a strong sell signal. So yeah, we should have all sold there and shorted the market at that point. It's such a strong sell signal. We could have rode it down here to lows of 6785, taking profits there, or we could have been patient, but we weren't to know of COVID coming and the lows of 3850. No one was really to know about that. Let's have a look at this 200 weekly average in the big picture. As you can see here, Bitcoin's bear market of 2014 and 15. The bottom here, Bitcoin used the 200 as support here. The first print of the 200 week moving average, because it was only 200 weeks old at that point, Bitcoin. Well, it had only been charted for 200 weeks. So as you can see, it's a strong signal throughout Bitcoin's history that it's the bottom of the bear market, the 200 weekly moving average. Moving on to the 21 weekly EMA, this is an even more important moving average for Bitcoin, because as you can see, right back to 2012, in a market that's trending upwards, as Bitcoin is here, during 2012, it always uses it as support. So we rallied here, we came back down, we tested it, we rallied again, we went up, we came back down, we tested it, we rallied right the way up here again, and then in April 2013, we came back down, we tested the 21 weekly EMA again. We went sideways until July. We battled it here. We battled the 21 weekly EMA here. Then we went on the most parabolic rally that's ever been in any market of all time, the end of 2013, up to the top there. And then we had a bear market, a long bear market. The one we've had recently has actually been longer, but this was a long bear market. Everybody thought Bitcoin was dead. From December 2013 right up until October 15. So nearly 2 years, we had a bear market in Bitcoin. Look how Bitcoin, once it got above the 21 weekly EMA here, we rallied upwards, we came upwards again, and then we came down. A 6-week downward spiral took us back to that 21 weekly EMA again. We used it as support. We rallied up again. We rallied up. We kept wicking down, using it as support, and then a huge rally in the middle of 2016, right up to highs of 683 doesn't sound high now. Doesn't sound high by any means. And we came back down, a big correction, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 week correction. Came down to test this 21 again. And then we bounced off it and went right upwards again. Right up here. Where's my chart? I'm losing the scale here. That's a bit better. There, you can see here in late 16, we rallied up and then we came back down. We tested the 21-week EMA again. We rallied up. And in March, Bitcoin hit the rocks and really struggled. Really had 3 weeks of dire price movement from highs of 1,350 down to lows of 891. 891, yeah. So, that's quite a big chunk. And then huge rally up in 2017, up until June. A correction, a pullback to the 21 weekly EMA once again. We rallied up, we came down, we tested it perfectly again in September 2017. And then the big rally, the big blow off top, the big hype cycle that everyone can remember when we went from lows of 2,972 to highs of 19,666, although some exchanges, it'll tell you it is more like 19,900. Then we had the big bear market. We go below the 21-week moving average. We try and get above, then we're below again. We're below. We go all the way down to test the 200-week simple moving average here. And then we get above the 21-week EMA here. We go up. Everybody thinks this is the beginning of the bull market. I thought it was going up too quick. I thought there wasn't enough healthy correction during this rally. And here we go again. We lost strength here. We this was a good sell area, good short area as well. We came down below. We battled back above it, then we went down below it again, and then above, and then we had a rally at the beginning of the new year, and at the COVID crisis, we failed again. And now we rallied from March. We've had a very good rally, especially in altcoins, actually. And we've gone above the 21-week EMA. We went above it 27th of April, my birthday. We got above it when we rallied from lows of 7,637 to highs of $9,485. And we haven't been below it since. We haven't really tested it since the end of April. So we've come down now and we're testing it. This is a crucial time for Bitcoin. I'd like to see Bitcoin to test this now for a couple of weeks, to go along and battle with it, but stay above it and then rally up. That's what I think is going to happen in Bitcoin. So we need to stay above this moving average. We don't want to close weekly candles below it. If we close one below it, it's not the end of the world. I would like to see it go back to the 2017, the way we perfectly kept coming down, wicking below, but closing above, all the way here, closing above the 21 weekly EMA each and every week, right up until the blow off top and the hype cycle. When we can all get the meat in the middle, we can, some of us, we can sell here and still make a chunk, and we can sell here, or when it's come down a bit, we can sell here. As long as we're close-ish to the top and we've bought somewhere right down the bottom here, we're all happy. But I feel that moving average is crucial. This is a basic chart. Let's have a look at a shorter time frame, the 4-hour chart. As you can see, Bitcoin is looking weak here, but it's not looking very bear flaggy, I must say. A bear flag is a rising wedge after a big drop. This is not looking bear flaggy. It's not really. It's really choppy. It's in the middle. It's wait and be patient. I think until the market decides. I would say hold fire. I'd say it's a non-trade zone at the moment. I would say if we come down to 9,100, the 200-day moving average, I would say then it's a buy. I don't think we're going to go much lower than that. I might be wrong. It's a matter of opinions. This is not financial advice. I like to look at the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart. And as you can see, we're way, way below that at the moment. The moving averages are trending downwards. Let's have a brief look at the Fibonacci on this 4-hour chart. Let's have a look at this from here, from the beginning of this rally here. When we began to rally here, we'll have a quick look at that. This is not often used, but I quite like to use the Fibonacci. So when this rally began here, the lows here, we'll go from there right to the top, and we'll see where we are. Yeah, we've come right down here now from this rally. We've come right down when we're testing the 786, which is very interesting. You know, if that holds, it's quite bullish. It's at 9856. We've tested it a couple of times now, and that's interesting. I'll be keeping an eye on this, and I'm saying now that if Bitcoin breaks 10,433, I think that's a bullish signal. I think once you get above the golden ratio, I think that's a big buy signal. Right, I'm going to leave it at that. My first video on Bitcoin, a few thoughts at 2 a.m. this morning. I must get off to bed. Good night.